Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Deed Harrison, President of Chiropractic BioPhysics Seminars and Technique and President of Chiropractic BioPhysics Nonprofit, a spine research foundation. For those of you that don't know me, I'm an educator in the chiropractic profession, but I'm really a highly published researcher. I've authored more than 160, co-authored more than 160 scientific peer-reviewed publications that cover a variety of healthcare disorders related to the spine for patient populations today. I've authored 7 textbooks that are used around the world for chiropractic education. And I'm really, and not to float my own boat, but I just want you to know who I am. I'm really one of the most respected chiropractic educators and researchers in today's profession. Certainly there's people that have done more than myself, but there's certainly a lot of people that don't have my clinical armamentarium in terms of a scientific forte. And I bring this up about who I am because I'm so excited to share this particular presentation with you today about a brand new pillow that's hit the market. And I do have to fully disclose my involvement. I'm not a patent holder on this pillow, but I am one of the designers and testers of this pillow. I personally do wholesale this pillow to chiropractors, so I do have a financial investment in it. But that being said, I don't personally put my name and my background reputation on a product that I'm not totally satisfied with from a clinical but also a scientific perspective. I'm here to introduce the Denneroll Pillow to you. My good friend and colleague, Dr. Adrian Denneroll of Sydney, Australia, is really the brainchild behind this. But several of us, including myself, have been involved in helping with the design process, the intimate details of what the pillow should try to attain, and then the testing of this pillow. And I'm happy to say it's finally here after a 3-year process. I've already received many inquiries asking me about the design features and the functionality of the pillow, so I thought I'd put together this hour-long presentation to introduce it to you. Forward head posture and loss of the cervical curve is likely damaging to your health. Now, I could have just started with this slide, but what I did is I provided evidence for that. As a scientist and a researcher, I personally demand that, and I hope you guys do too. Now, if you want to skip that introduction, feel free to and go right to this slide and go, okay, forward head posture and loss of the curve is damaging to your health. Why have it when you sleep? So here's the deal. Supine sleep postures, that means lying on your back, I think need to account for the anterior head translation that people have, and they need to also support the cervical curve. Here's the deal. You see all kinds of contoured pillows out there and all kinds of different design of pillows, and they all make the same claim. They all claim to support the head and neck posture, and they all claim to support the cervical curve, but they've never done a study showing that in most cases. In fact, I don't know a pillow that's actually shown that it can truly improve the head and neck alignment when you're lying on a pillow versus standing up. Okay, so what do these pillows actually show? Well, they make claims. They call them clinical claims, and oftentimes the consumer out there falls for that. Things need to be scientifically studied and tested. Okay, and you need to look at the background of what these pillows are actually doing. So here's a number of supine positions that you can do. Look at this contour pillow. It's designed to support the curve, but what does it really do? When you take an x-ray of somebody like this on this pillow, what do you think happens on the standardized contoured pillow? Well, look, it's shifting the head forward, the ears way in front of the shoulders, and it's not supporting the neck curve. If you were to take an x-ray of this, and I'll show you this, it's not going to look that great. So what I want to do is introduce the new Denneroll Pillow to you. We have patents on this particular pillow through Adrian Denneroll in Sydney, Australia, through Denneroll Industries. Again, I'm not a patent holder, but I am one of the design experts and one of the testers, if you will. Here's the deal. Here is one of the main components of the pillow. We'll talk a lot about that. But this flip out section, this is where your head and neck drop back to the bed. So when you flip this out, there is nothing under the back of the skull, underneath your occiput. The skull is actually touching the bed. That allows for complete correction of the anterior head translation. While I'm lying over this section, this is the unique feature of this pillow. It has a soft version of the Denneroll orthotic. Now, the original Denneroll orthotic is a prescription orthotic that we've tested its ability to improve and enhance the cervical curve and correct anterior head translation. The problem is two things for a patient. Number one, it's a prescription orthotic only. Number two, it's too firm and too tall to sleep on. You're not going to fall asleep for very long on that device. It's not designed for sleeping. It's designed to correct the neck curve. So what we did is we took that Denneroll orthotic and we developed a soft viscoelastic version of it. Now, viscoelastic means nicely compressible with pressure over time. It's deformable. As you lay over it, it deforms and then it supports your neck curve while you're lying on it. And I'll show you that. So in here is the Denneroll orthotic that's underneath the top of this pillow. When you lie on this, you can position this down in the mid and lower part of the neck, and it allows the head to drop backwards. Now, if you don't want that much head translation posteriorly, then you position this more in the mid-cervical curvature. Here's the deal. The patented Denneroll insert will effectively support the cervical curve while you're sleeping supine. The surrounding support surfaces will cradle and comfort you, and you'll feel like you're in this nice enclosed, quiet, kind of soft cloud, if you will. I've been in this. It's really nice. Like if you don't like noise when you're sleeping, sometimes rooms are noisy, you can hear traffic going by, whatever it is, this kind of nicely protects the ears. It doesn't compress you, but I've been in this pillow, I can tell you, I find it very comforting. The flip out section, the nice thing about this is, if you're not a supine sleeper or you're tired of sleeping on your back in the middle of the night and you want to turn positions, what you do is you just flip this in quickly while you change positions, and then you roll on your side, and that supports the head and neck when you're sideline. We'll talk about this in more detail coming up. The Denneroll Pillow. Number one, it prevents and corrects forward head posture when you're lying on it. Number two, it supports the cervical curve when you're lying over the device in a proper position. This improved lordotic curve likely improves the airway, I'll show you that, and it also improves sleep comfort. And we're in fact testing that part of the equation. But so far in our preliminary trials with people using this, they're saying that it's very comfortable and they like this position. And we're doing a very large cohort trial testing this in a sample of a few hundred participants that are actually CBP chiropractors. Okay, so here's the Denneroll insert. This goes inside the pillow. You can see it here. The Denneroll insert is underneath the top layer of this pillow. This is where your shoulders would be. This is where your mid and low neck would be, and then your head would drop over this. Now, every Denneroll pillow that we sell comes with the soft Denneroll insert for comfort. Okay, the soft one is very nice and compressible. We didn't want it to be too firm to affect, the pressure in the back of your neck. Some people don't like that. And in fact, if you're not used to having a cervical curve, that can be a little uncomfortable on the first few times you're lying on the pillow. So there is a learning curve to the pillow. Now, after you get used to the soft pillow, or the soft Denneroll insert, you may want to upgrade to the firm Denneroll insert. This will give you more support and likely enhance the ability of the pillow to effectively support and improve the cervical curve while you're lying on it. Okay, so this is the way the pillow is designed. This is the patented Denneroll insert in there, but it's not the prescribed orthotic. It's not the firm, tall density version of it. This is the soft viscoelastic version of it. The combined increased cervical curvature and neutral or no anterior head translation is likely going to lead to the following: reduced muscle tension, improved airway, better breathing, and also, if you look at the Dr. Katz et al. Study, improved blood flow to different areas of the brain while you're lying on this position. Now, yes, we need to test the Denneroll Pillow for that, but it's the same thing. It's improved cervical curvature and no head translation correlated to the improved pixel intensity on the MRI angiogram. So I'm confident in making that claim. When you're lying on this pillow, you're likely going to have improved blood flow, improved airway, and a reduction in the muscle tension, just simply because it's a better postural position. The uniqueness of the Denneroll Pillow is this patented area that comes in and out, the lid, if you will. When I'm supine, that lid is out, it flips out, and it's attached to the pillow. When I lie on my side, that lid goes down. And I personally like to sleep both on my side and on my back. The deal is, I flip this in and I have this area that I can lie over. Now this is a very tall area of the pillow. If I'm a broad-shouldered man, I can use this area of the pillow to side lie. It'll support my head and neck, and my head will gently lay over this area. The problem is, if you're not a large male, or if you don't have broad shoulders, this might be too tall for you. So what you have to do is you turn the pillow 90 degrees and you lie on one of the sides of the Denneroll Pillow. It supports your head and neck in the sideline position. Now you might go, oh, that's too cumbersome. We all wake up in the middle of the night and we all change positions. We're talking about a 1 second shift, maybe 2 if you're slow, right? I mean, come on, give me a break. I mean, I've heard all these things. Oh, you know, I don't wake up in the middle of the night. You totally wake up in the middle of the night, right? If you were to ever video you or watch videotapes of people sleeping, they roll around and they move positions. They fall asleep in a neutral position where they're comfortable on their back or on their side, but then they're moving as they go. So we wanted to design this pillow in terms of functional performance, and I don't think there's anything else like that. The other unique feature of the Denneroll Pillow is I'm showing this, the pillow, you're looking at it straight on from the front of the pillow, not a bird's eye, but I'm looking at the front part of the pillow where your head and neck would lie over. So if I look at this and I call this my reading left versus my reading right, the Denneroll Pillow left versus right has 2 different heights. We have a 90 millimeter height in this version and a 110 millimeter version or height on this side in this version. And I say this version because there's 2 sizes of the Denneroll Pillow right now that I'll talk about. People don't understand why we did this. I get a lot of questions. Why did we design different heights on the left and right sides of the Denneroll Pillow? Here's why. If you're a side sleeper and you're a small framed person, I don't want a large bolster object underneath my neck. It's uncomfortable. It'll shift my head over too far and it creates a kinking effect. So for a shorter person, we actually want a shorter height on that side. So what you would do is you just get used to sleeping on one side of that Denneroll Pillow if you're a shorter person. For example, if you're like under 5'6", you would likely sleep on the short side of that Denneroll Pillow. Conversely, if you're like 5'6", 5'9" and up, you might find it more comfortable to sleep on the side of the Denneroll Pillow. In this version, my reading right of the pillow, the taller side. And you might go, well, which side's taller? Look at it. It's 20 millimeters taller. You'll figure it out. When you look at the pillow, it's the right side that's taller, or if you're actually the pillow itself and you're in the neutral position, it's the left side that is the taller side. But you'll figure it out because it's almost an inch taller, right? People go, how do I know? Well, look at it. Sorry. The other thing is, if you're really, really a tall person and you need more support, then what you do is you side lie over the Denneroll peak here. This is actually the tallest part of the pillow. Most people might find that too uncomfortable unless you're actually a taller frame person. So we have 2 versions of side lying on the Denneroll Pillow based on heights that support your head and neck in the neutral position. The meat and potatoes, I want to share with you this. Denneroll research and development on the pillow. My team and I, we've done 2 projects currently. We've got informed consent and approval for these projects, and I just want to show you some preliminary slides out of the projects that we've done. What we did at a chiropractic convention where we had an x-ray facility, we took participants that volunteered for this and signed informed consent, And what they did is they allowed us to take a neutral upright standing x-ray and then an on the beta type of the Denneroll Pillow. So the prototype of the Denneroll Pillow. And so shown here is the position for the setup on the Denneroll position or Denneroll Pillow in front of the x-ray. And then what I am showing here, this is actually, and forgive me, I've got a little bit of a patch over slide here, and I'll just quickly edit this. It wasn't supposed to be there. And so even seasoned presenters make mistakes, and there it's gone, so nobody saw that. And I'll even have the videographer leave it in because I like a little comedy. Here's on the pillow x-ray, and here's neutral upright standing alignment. This person does not have a very good curvature in their neck, and they have forward head translation. Here's the person on the pillow, one of the volunteer chiropractors on the pillow, and then here's the x-ray of them on the pillow. And notice the head and neck are in the neutral position. There's not hyperextension, but the pillow effectively supports the cervical curve and corrects or neutralizes the anterior head translation. Holy cow, I mean, look at that. Not only are we making a claim that the pillow supports the neck curve, but we actually tested and verified it. Can you imagine that? I mean, the reality of it is proof is in the pudding. This is improving the cervical curve. And again, it's not dramatic hyperextension. What it is it's nicely supporting the curve and head in the neutral position. And here's another person out of this particular trial. Look at this. This person does not have anterior head translation, but they have really a terrible mid and upper cervical curve. You lie them on the pillow, look at this. It is creating slight head extension, but by no means is that slight head extension on the pillow the reason that the neck curve is improved. The neck curve is improved because you're lying over this Denneroll patented insert, right? So this does support the cervical curve and actually improves it while you're lying on it. Now, we don't know if that leads to true post x-ray changes after 90 days of using the pillow. We're not making that claim. We're making the claim that when you lie on the pillow, it improves your cervical curve. You can verify this for yourself if you're a doctor or you're a patient out there and you demand proof for yourself. Go into an office and say, hey, I want to have an x-ray of myself on this pillow to see what happens. And I'm here to guarantee you, you're going to see a positive improvement in your cervical lordotic curvature if you position this pillow in the right manner, right? So check this out. Here's another example out of this. And this is lying over the viscoelastic Denneroll insert. Here's the neutral, and here's the on-pillow x-ray. Now look at that. While you're lying on the pillow, it improves the cervical lordotic curvature. We have evidence for that. We're very happy with that. Other pillows make that claim, but they have no proof for that, okay? So, long story short, the Denneroll Pillow, it has unique features. It is an effective pillow to support anterior head translation in the cervical lordotic curve when you're supine on your back sleeping. It also has features to allow for proper support of the head and neck in Sideline. It has two different heights of the pillow, left versus right. It also has a back part of the pillow that allows a more shallow head and neck support, whether you want that for sleeping supine or you want that for correction of head and neck head translation when you're lying on your side. There are unique features of this pillow, and hopefully you understand that. There are two sizes of the pillow, a medium and a large, available currently right now. I went through that. What we'd love to do is we'd love to get healthcare providers on board with wholesaling these and selling these to the public. We'd love you to be able to basically prescribe these pillows to your patient populations. We believe that they are a very important component of head and neck postural ergonomics in the sleep setting. We are continuing to do research like I've talked about. We will do a sleep quality comfort on this particular pillow. But don't let that stop you from using it. The majority of pillows out there on the market, they don't have any research that's published truly supporting what they do. We have preliminarily gone through data that supports the Denneroll Pillow concept, and we'll put forth some investigations to test whether or not this is truly a pillow that improves sleep quality and quality of life aspects with ergonomics in sleeping. That's on the way. If you're a consumer, a patient out there, we'd love you to purchase this through your healthcare provider. If you don't do that, if you don't have one, we do allow direct purchases through the consumer. If you're interested in that, here's some information for you out there. But really, to test this product out for you, I would suggest you go to your provider's office and then just get it from them. They're on board with it. They know what they're doing. They can fit you properly, and they maintain stock of the product. So it just makes sense to me to test it out and to see if you're a candidate for this pillow through your healthcare provider. I'm Dr. Deed Harrison. Hopefully you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you for your time and attention.